Hey guys, welcome to Heat Happy Energy Amor Tarot. See, emotionally intelligent love is beautiful until it starts exposing you, because a mature partner will not just love you, they will make you see yourself. They will, see through your patterns, your fears, um, your walls as well. So the question here is, can your person handle the real you? Or, you know, when things get deep, when things get honest, when things get uncomfortable, we are going to look at, are they emotionally mature enough to grow with you, or are they going to just run from the truth? Now, the first energy here is rejoice and celebration. See, deep down, this is your core energy. You are someone who wants to, have this genuine, joyful, celebratory connection, emotionally safe relationship. Your love is something that is open. Um, you love with openness, loyalty, authenticity. You want to celebrate, not merely function in a relationship. You're emotionally generous and spiritually alive when you feel truly seen and valued. So, at your core, you're not just looking at romance, you are looking for a partner who feels like home, happiness, freedom. You want real companionship, not surface level interaction. You are built for deep, soulful connection. That is your core. Now, your person sees you as in this transformation energy. See, they see you as someone who's constantly evolving, changing, growing. You're not the same person you were when you met this person. You're leveling up mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Your growth both attracts and intimidates them, because they know they have to keep up, and not everyone is able to keep up. Emotional intelligence is not easily available, guys. So they know you are undergoing some sort of personal transformation and stepping into higher version of yourself. They're aware you won't settle for old patterns. You're rising, and they can feel this shift here. How emotionally mature are they? See, at times solitude is the energy, so at time they possibly pull back and isolate rather than communicate. They need space to process their emotions. Maybe this person doesn't have the bandwidth to process emotions as comfortably or as smoothly as you do. And this leads to the space becoming avoidance instead of processing. They are capable of reflection, but they struggle to express what they discover. See, they have the potential for emotional maturity because they do think deeply. But maturity is not just thinking, it's about communicating. They understand themselves internally, but they may not show up in the same way externally. And that's not a good thing. Now, next we have is shadow. See, whenever it's a deep emotional situation, or it's something has to be handled where it's not comfortable, they confront parts of themselves they usually avoid. They struggle with insecurity or fear of being wrong, fear of vulnerability. Instead of opening up, they sometimes shut down or deflect upon things. They're not willing to, deep emotional moments bring their shadow to surface. And I won't say they're not capable of facing it, but they just prefer avoidance because that feels comfortable. See, their first instinct is defense, not honesty. It's like they can grow, but it's not effortless for them. Like it's like the shadow and light. So they keep dwindling between these two. So potential, yes, but what do I do with the potential if they're not going to act upon it, right? Firm foundation. They do want stability and long-term security here. They respect your strength and grounding energy. This is a card very connected to the root chakra. I mean, with this triangle here at the bottom of the spine with red color. So there is this solid foundation that they want. However, they may sometimes cling on to comfort again and resist change because that stability is something that they want to hold on to. They admire your growth, okay, but change scares them. They want a solid foundation for themselves, which is good, but true foundation must grow with you, not hold you back. They can handle your evolution if they choose courage, over this comfort that they are sitting in. And that's the problem here. They're constantly worried about the stability, choosing to be where they are, not growing because of that. Crown chakra. They see the truth very clearly, okay? Your patterns, your energy, your emotional state, nothing is hidden from them. They can sense it. They pick up on things without you saying a word. They have the intuitive wisdom to hold you accountable. The question is, will they use it with love? They are spiritually and emotionally perceptive, yes. They notice when you're off. The potential to support your growth is there because they do see you. Okay, they are energetically connected here, but they must choose vulnerability to speak. That is something again which is holding them back. They feel this is again, the uncomfortable truths that somebody is avoiding. We have deception and envy. Now, this is their struggle. They hide parts of themselves out of fear of insecurity. So they compare, they overthink, or avoid responsibility when triggered. Their ego still gets in the way of full self-awareness. When you keep deceiving yourself, you're internally aware of what's happening, but you keep telling yourself that, oh, I didn't see it. How is the growth going to happen? So they are somewhere deceiving themselves when it comes to doing the inner work. They want to be emotionally mature, but they're not fully there yet. They still have this mask on, maybe some part of it is coming off slowly, but it's still on them. Healing is possible, but only if they stop lying to themselves. Inner work scares them and their soul is calling it out for them, I think. Power. Their strength and pride sometimes turn into control and stubbornness, and it can come in the way of, fully showing up for you. They fear losing either, power or appearing weak. Their greatest block, they don't know how to be strong and vulnerable at the same time because it takes duality. Their ego gets in the way of their heart. They think vulnerability will make them feel weak. I know I say this a lot in my readings, but that is what shows up. This person doesn't want to appear weak. When in reality, it would actually make them unstoppable. The only thing stopping them is a version of them that still thinks love is equal to losing power. Destiny. If both of you were emotionally mature, it would be like this completion. It's that healing energy, powerful, divine alignment. This connection has a higher purpose. You're meant to evolve each other spiritually and emotionally, and together you could create something great, something rare, deep love, growth, purpose, all of that combined together. There is a destiny energy here. So if you both show up healed and honest, this relationship could be a life-changing, life-altering thing for you. This connection wasn't random. It was, written. But destiny requires participation. You cannot just say that, I'm going to watch from here, but I want the results. It doesn't work like that. You have to be a part of the race to be able to win the race, right? Spiritual union is the guidance for you. Do not settle for one-sided love. Demand mutual growth, mutual emotional intimacy. You deserve a sacred partnership, and that needs to be built on truth, not illusion. It has to be, there has to be that understanding that it cannot run based on illusions. Emotional maturity must be reflected in action, not just potential. That is not what we are settling for here. Your heart already knows what real connection feels like, so don't downplay your emotional intelligence just to make someone else comfortable there. If they can't rise to meet you, love yourself enough to wait for someone who will. You don't have to be with this person if they can't fulfill you. See, emotionally intelligent love doesn't just hold your hand, it holds you accountable. Because real love isn't about avoiding the truth, it's about growing because of it. Because only when you face that truth you grow in life. So if someone can meet you in hard conversations, show up when it's uncomfortable, take responsibility when it matters, that is real love. You deserve a partner who doesn't just keep you comfortable, but helps you evolve into highest version of yourself. And if someone cannot handle your depth, your truth, or your evolution, then the problem is not your depth, it is their capacity. They don't have the capacity. You were not made to shrink in order to fit into a specific mold of how someone else thinks you should be loved. You were made to expand and be met at that level. So please remember that the love that matches your growth exists, and it's already on its way to you. So don't settle for less. That was the reading, guys. Thank you for watching.